Yeah, we designated spitters live every week. Live, designated homie, cause we spit heat. We designated spitters, Francis and Pete. Yes, talking Yankee baseball, hip hop for the streets. Yup, we designated. Yup, we innovative. Yup, we designated. Spitters time that you know. Yup, we designated. Yup, we innovative. Yup, we designated. Spitters, let's start the show.
We still have no baseball, but you do have the designated spitters. We are still here, stronger than ever, looking better than ever, by the way. I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to say it. We're looking better than ever anyway. We got people leaving podcast reviews talking about how cute Francis is and shit. I don't get no love on the cuteness side, but it's all good. I don't give a shit. And my fiance we were cracking up, man, because I was making a big deal out of it, and she goes, "Babe, why does it bother you so badly for?" I said,
she has to go leave you one. She has to go leave you one.
I want some love. That's all, man. I just want a little bit of love. That's it.
I told wifey she got to go compete with that comment. She better go leave. She better go leave something better. I don't know. I might have to check that out. Investigate that.
That's it. I'm telling you, man. That's all there is to it. But we have I think we have a pretty packed show today. So that's fun at least.
Got a couple things to talk about.
Yeah, we do. We definitely do. We got a few things to talk about. We'll go from there, obviously. But first, I got to say, and I learned my lesson, I think, last week. Again, about the podcast, guys. Go to Apple Podcasts, leave a 5-star review for Designated Spittaz and every NyynewsTV show. We are quickly climbing those charts. The cream always rises to the top. That's how it goes. And we are starting to rise to the top. So leave a 5-star review. Leave a, show some love too, like like the one that was left on there by a lot of people so far right now. So show some love on there. Subscribe to the channel if you are not. We are looking for that 10K mark. We're a little over 7,100. Very, very excited with the season hopefully underway, and I think that's where we're going to start, is the whole CBA nonsense. I know everybody's tired of it. Trust me. We're content creators. We are very, very tired of it. It's getting annoying to talk about. I guess if you want to see maybe some silver lining here, they're going to start talking every day on Monday, per my understanding.
That's what's being reported.
How do you feel about that? What do you think this leads to something, or it's going to be more drama?
Personally, I got to say, I think there's definitely going to be a lot of drama this week because as they begin to speak with regularity every day, there's definitely going to be more, brush ups against each other.
Right.
But that's what it's going to take to get a deal hammered out. Right. And we always knew that from the beginning. Yeah. So I think it's great news that they're going to start talking every day, starting from tomorrow on.
Yep.
And I think that a deal is on the horizon. I mean, they're still very far apart. Let's not joke and let's not lie to anyone like, oh, I think they're close. They're not close. They're still far apart. Yep. It's going to take meeting every day to begin to close some of those gaps. And I think that's why we've been so frustrated, right, Pete? I mean, you and I have said it, since the beginning. We said it on last week's episode. These large gaps between the two of them, the two sides meeting, are what have gotten us to this point. Like, I mean, the owners locked out the players on December 2nd.
Yep.
Here we are, February, what's today? The 19th? 19th. Today, here we are, February 19th, and there's still no deal.
You guys are watching on the 20th. We're recording on the 19th, but it's the 20th.
There you go.
We won't have a deal. So it's the 20th that we don't have a deal.
It's exactly. It's the 20th. We don't have a deal.
Yeah.
And it's been locked out for this long. And that's a direct result of just both sides being really, kind of nonchalant in how they go about setting up these meetings and deliberating to get back to each other. I'm excited for this week.
Yeah,
I will say that.
Me too.
I'm excited for this week, even with the drama that will ensue, because there is going to be drama again because they are so far apart. But this is the week that many people predicted, Pete, that a deal would begin to materialize. A lot of people
backs
said
are against the wall now, right? Because at the end of the day, look, I mean, and I get it. Trust me, I get it. I understand. Some people are taking sides, and maybe I'm just fed up. So I really don't give a shit about sides anymore. I just want baseball to be back. And maybe call me selfish or not, we got a fucking network here that we busting our ass over. We need baseball. We want baseball. We want to provide the fans with the best content possible.
We got a team that we have to look out for also.
100%.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that at all.
It's not just us either. The other guys are sweating too. There's a lot of guys.
There's content creators in general.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Content creators in general, our thing is Major League Baseball. We need baseball back. We want baseball. Yeah. We got Ozzy out here, Ozzy Jr. talking about college baseball. Because, we're baseball cats, all of us. You know what I mean? We'll sit down and watch a college game together if we need to. That's just who we are. But yeah. I hope they sit down. Look, sit-downs usually work because you close yourself in a room, you look across the table, and you say, guys,
you deal needs to get done. You take the pistol out.
That's it.
That's a different kind of sit down.
That's my bad. My bad. You're going down the Costa Nostra route.
My bad. Yeah, my bad.
I don't know. If it was Costa Nostra on this, we would have had a deal already.
The deal would have been done.
You need to get some mob guys in that room. That's truly what you need to do.
The deal would have been done. Manfred would have been swimming with the fishes. Tony Clark would have been right next to him.
Tony Clark, don't get me started, please. Mod on. Let me tell you. See,
how does he get away with it? Tony Clark. Is it
the
fact that
They actually released a statement the other day. I was shocked. I said, "Holy shit! Look at this. The guy's alive. I can't believe it."
It was about time.
I mean, you know what? It's funny, man, because I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of CBA because I really don't want to talk. And I know I'm going to be doing some ranting today anyway. I know I am. I know because Aaron Boone decided to try to act like he got fucking balls for once, and we're going to talk about that. But the whole CBA thing, I'm so sick of it, man. I heard that Jeff Passan thing. He's on the thing crying about the owners. Shut the fuck up. This guy does anything to get a fan to like him. I've never seen somebody who will never dare to go against the grain. Look, I get it. And Francis, you might agree with him. I don't know. But here's my thing. I'm so sick of this idea that, the owners have money. We fucking know that. So does Max Scherzer. He got more money than all of us. Why is he the one coming out there? Who gives a shit what Max Scherzer says?
It's a terrible argument because Pepsi has money. Does that mean they should give away their soda for free?
Thank you. But here's my thing. And I think, look, I understand it's cool to dislike the billion. I get it. I know that's the trend. I know that's the AOC route because that's what these cats sound like. They sound like AOC. Felix said it. He's right. He really is. They sound like AOC. All they think about is, they have $1 billion. But they don't talk about all the employees they employ that put food on the table. They don't talk about that. They don't talk about the health care. They don't talk about how much it costs for security, traveling, all the other shit they pay. And I'm not saying that's a reason why they shouldn't do better things. I'm not saying that.
100, yeah.
It's just a poor man's argument when Jeff Passan comes on a thing and goes, I'm so sick of these billionaires. Shut the fuck up. And you're only saying that because you are looking for clout from fans. I've never seen a dude try so hard. It's terrible. It's sad.
I think the thing is, I like you fans to go back to the episode because Quiet has kept all the owners are not billionaires, and that's why we covered that.
You did a great job, by the way.
Several episodes. I appreciate that, bro, because it's good to put that information out there because even some of those names on that list even shocked me. I did not expect there to be that many owners who were not billionaires.
And then some of the teams that aren't making a lot, they're putting a lot into their team.
Exactly. And then some of the teams who are competitive, like the Brewers, you go and look at what ownership is making, and it's like, wait, this guy's not a billionaire. This guy doesn't have that much to put, but he's going and he's doing what he can with what he got. Here's my take on the Passan thing. And you guys already know how I feel about Passan, so I don't want you to take this as a bias thing because I don't like him for some other things. I can be unbiased talking about Jeff Passan. I realize he's one of the best reporters that we have covering our game.
I agree.
Granted, right? Thank you. Like we have to preface this with that because there's a lot of stupid shit out there, and I will give that to Jeff Passan 100%. He is one of the best reporters that we have covering the game today.
I agree.
I'm not always gonna like everything he says, but nobody is. When it came to this statement, personally, I don't 100% agree. I also think it's low-hanging fruit in a sense, like Pete was just saying.
Yes.
Like, yes, that's going to be the soundbite that really gets people riled up or whatever because people are in a lockout, fans are really upset, and most of the popular sentiment is negatively towards the owners. So if you go for that soundbite is going to go viral. But here's my thing with Passan. This is what upsets me. I don't understand why he clout chases because I don't think he needs to. That's why I think it bothers me so much. That I'm like, Jeff, you don't have to clout chase, bro. Like you're one of the GOATs right now. Like when I'm talking baseball, I think you and Ken Rosenthal and everybody else is somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Facts. I agree.
All right.
I agree.
And so I don't know why he has to put out comments like that, like to pander to people when it's
pathetic.
Like, Jeff, I know that you're smarter to see it for more of what it actually is.
Not a dumb guy.
He's not wrong in saying
not a dumb guy.
That some owners need to stop pretending like they should be penny pinching and spending money. Because when that argument is directed towards the New York Yankees, you couldn't be more right. Yep. You couldn't be more right.
I agree.
Hal Steinbrenner should 100% not be penny pinching with the money that he charges us for tickets, with the money that we have to pay for jerseys, with the money that we have to pay to get into playoff games. Give me a fucking break.
Yep.
But to just lump all the owners in one bag and say it's all of these billionaires who don't want to spend money, when it's like, listen, I said it last week's episode. When I part the blame between the two sides, I put more of the blame on the owners, but I cannot sit here and irresponsibly say that all of the blame is 100% on the owners.
And here's the thing. And here's the thing. See what you just said? I agree. It just bothers me when you got this dumbass narrative. And I don't want to bring politics into this, but I'm going to bring it into it. You want to know why? It's an easy thing. It's nothing crazy. We're not going nuts here.
So relax, guys.
Yeah, everybody relax.
Put your picket signs down.
And if you hear this, and if you hear the name Trump, don't go crazy. I'm just bringing it up because there's an example. Okay, so guys, calm down, take a seat.
Put the pitchforks away.
If you remember the Republican National Convention when they actually had the Republican debates, I think there was like 16 people on stage, and they were going at Trump because he's a billionaire, and he said one simple thing, and it was right, and everybody shut up because it's like, okay, none of you. He said flat out, "I'm also the only guy in here that employs people," and everybody shut up. Because you can say what you want about owners and this and that. Without them, we don't have a country. Without them, we don't get paychecks. So we could be mad about big companies, Bank of America, all the banks out there, the pharmaceutical company, whatever they are. No, but I'm not saying they don't do wrong things. I'm just saying they do pay our bills. We have to work.
We're not ignorant to the way
that's
that this
the same thing with the
country
boners.
is run.
The boners, my God, the owners. That's the same thing. That's the same thing with the boners. All right?
Oh, shit.
And that's what they are. They looking to fuck something. They the boners.
Oh, shit.
That's the same thing with the boners.
But here's the thing. When you're used to fucking whatever you want, right? How easy is it gonna be to tell a man who normally gets to fuck whatever he wants that today you're not going to get to fuck.
Exactly.
Right. And this is what I've been saying, like with this argument, and that we said last week. And again, we don't need to go more on it because I think we broke it down enough last week.
No doubt about it, man.
What needs to be repeated, I think, is look, what needs to be understood on the player side is you're not going to get every concession that you showed up with in December. Right.
Exactly.
And that's okay. That is okay. It's not a loss if you come out in this new CBA with not every concession that you stated that you wanted in December.
If you
that's
make
not
gradual
a loss.
Improvements, that is awesome. Because look,
yes, gradual improvements are a W.
This is going back weeks. It might have been the first or the second episode of Guillen's World. I'm gonna give Ozzie Guillen credit because Ozzie Guillen said it. He said it flat. I've been through one of these before, and on this one, what the players need to understand is they will lose. They're never gonna win. But like we said, make some gradual improvements. And you're golden. And you are golden. If you could come out and go, hey, we got 3 of the W's we wanted.
Exactly.
Bro, you win. You done it for the players.
Look at some of the bigger things.
We did something really good here.
Look,
cool.
I said it last week when they came out with their offer. And I said it to the chat. And I think I said it on our episode. I was underwhelmed severely by what the owners put forward to the players last Saturday. Right. But two things can be true. I was underwhelmed overall by their package, but I was very excited about them taking the draft pick away from going over the first threshold of the luxury tax.
Correct.
Right?
Makes a lot of sense.
I think when they're debating, I think what the player side is not comfortable doing or just maybe doesn't realize they have to do is you have to rejoice in those small victories, even if it's in the midst of a bigger offers that they put on the table last week weren't going to get the CBA done, but that was a huge W, right?
Definitely.
The universal DH, like everybody said, oh, it was a fait accompli, it was going to happen. Yes, but now it's set in stone. That's done.
Huge.
You know what I mean? Like these things. So there has been minimal progress, not a lot, but there's been minimal progress. This week they're going to meet every day. let's hope that with the consistency of the meetings, we can get more and more of these things hammered out.
Yeah.
I think if by Thursday, the core economics is not 90% done, then we're missing a week of baseball, right? Because
if not longer,
if by February 28th, this deal is not done, then we're not.
We're going to miss a week of the regular season. They were saying they actually believe it's like March 3rd, but really, who gives a shit?
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing that there's two different schools of thought there, because the players have their number and then the owners have their number. Because the other day the owners said, "Oh, spring training is delayed to at least March 5th."
Right.
And the players rebutted that with, "Oh, spring training doesn't have to be delayed." Right. Here's my thing. I think when it comes to that, I kind of lean more towards the owners. Like, I don't know how you could say there's going to be a spring training when you don't have a CBA and it's February 20th.
It makes no sense.
Like, it makes much more sense to delay it 1 week to March 5th, give you guys time to negotiate a deal, and then give players 3-4 days to get to spring training. Than for you guys to say, "No, we'll hammer out a deal, and then in 2 days we'll be down in Florida or Arizona." Right. That's not realistic. And there's guys all over the world.
Just to wrap this up, I think there has to be some sort of mutual respect and or agreement if they're saying it's time to get down and dirty. Now it's time. Yeah. We had our little meetings, and I'm sure there's definitely calls and shit like that in between, but that aren't reported, of course. But now it's time to get to the nitty-gritty. Now it's time to just to work something out. So fingers crossed for everybody. Let's get a deal done. Let's get baseball underway. Guys, it's March is almost here already, and we're supposed to be feeling baseball. We're supposed to be talking right now about what our team's going to look like on opening day. What are the competitions in spring training? That's what we're looking forward to. Me and Francis want to go.
Delayed.
We want to go to spring training.
We're supposed to be down there. Literally, we were planning on being down there a week from now.
Yeah,
the next episode would have been like a spring training coverage thing, but there's no deal on the table. There's no players. Some players are down in Florida. We'll talk about that later.
Yep.
But yeah,
let's jump into the first conversation, the first topic of today. Well, the second topic of today's show. It's Aaron Boone again. Oh my God. Okay, Francis, here's how I'm gonna start. Karen Boone is here. Here's how I'm going to start, all right? You tell me you agree or not. I don't even want to show this guy's picture on here for too long. But let me read this first, and then we'll talk about it, okay? Because this is the whole thing that Aaron Boone said. He was on there with Joel Sherman. Aaron Boone's in Tampa. Excuse me. Oh, no, New York. He's in New York.
Yeah, he's still here.
And Joel Sherman had a chance to speak with him. So this is his reaction. I'll read it word for word about... I'll try to control myself and not jump in too early, but let me read it first, then we'll go from there. Aaron Boone said, "You are missing the boat if you are not all in on all of it and understanding the importance of all of it." Speaking of analytics and old school baseball and all that fun stuff. "I try to bring that down here all the time. One thing rubbed me wrong. I heard something. I listen to things a little more in the off season. Great, because I hope you listen to this. During the season, I don't see much. I am not oblivious to things. But they called me a data applicator. I never heard of that when I heard a puppet, but data applicator. Like I am not a baseball guy and just some data applicator. I have been in this game all my life, bro. I am as baseball through and through as anyone. Just because I have been open-minded and grown in the game doesn't mean I am more old school or new school than I have ever been. You are an idiot if you are not aware of it all." Well, Aaron Boone, I am aware of a few things. And let me go ahead and jump in and get my stuff out the way, because we knew this was coming when it comes to me and Aaron Boone. We got a history here. So I got to continue that trend. First of all, one to correct, it's not data applicator. I've never heard somebody call you a data applicator. That was probably given to you by the Yankees front office. Because
I think that's the politically correct way to call him a puppet.
Okay, well, we'll go with the politically correct way here. You are being called a puppet. Let me tell you why you're being called a puppet. And on top of that, I think you and Brian Cashman need to have a talk and get on the same page, because the GM called you a therapist. So you guys need to get on the same page here, because it's still the offseason, Aaron, so you might be watching this. You know, it's still the offseason. Hopefully, because I'll tag you in this, definitely. I want you to see it. 100% I want you to see it. The scary thing about you, Aaron, is you're not aware of your surroundings. You're not aware of how smart and intelligent New York Yankee baseball fans are. Baseball fans in general. When you do the things you do all year, you're a puppet. There's no way of denying it. It's obvious. The same quotes. What would you call that? Just somebody on repeat? The same exact quotes after every single game. You don't pull nobody aside. We've seen some of the worst plays in baseball in 2021 from your players. Gary Sanchez, Gleyber Torres. You've had first base coaches turn their back and walk away. Guys come into the dugout, and you haven't said jack shit. It was October, towards the end of the season. Gleyber Torres struck out, walked. Ball goes behind the catcher, walks to first base, gets thrown out. You come in the press thing. Your post game. I had a talk with him. He feels bad. Who gives a shit? You, my friend, are a puppet. 150% puppet. When you have a wild card lineup, the way you had it, don't tell me you're a baseball man. I don't want to hear that. Ozzie Guillen, manager on a team, I asked him that exact question about the wild card game. He looked at it, he saw it, he answered it before I did. Under no circumstance is Anthony Rizzo ever a leadoff hitter. Under no circumstance. You are a baseball man. I agree with that. Have nothing against you personally. Francis knows that. Everybody here knows that. I've said it countless times.
That is a fact.
But when you defend yourself so hard, you're guilty. You know it. You want to defend yourself about this. You want to argue. You're calling fans idiots about it. If you believe that, you're an idiot. We believe what we see. I wasn't the one, bro, who said I was bullied by an ump. I'm in my early 30s. I've never said somebody bullied me. You're a manager of the greatest franchise of all time. You said you were bullied. Now that's going a different route than talking about you being a puppet. It's me questioning your manhood, to be quite honest with you. That's what I'm questioning. I would offer you the Manscaped code, which we'll get to soon, but you, my friend, have a vagina. You don't have a set of balls. The way you act, even with these comments right here, trying to be the I'm the tough guy here. I gotta man up. Can you do it on the field? Let's do it on the field. Stop letting your players shit on you. Tell your GM to not call you a therapist. Maybe that'll help. Maybe have a post game where you have a different quote instead of turning the corner since 2018. Maybe that's what we'll do. Let's try that. Let me be your therapist today, Aaron. Let me be your therapist. Okay? You fuckhead.
Damn. I'm gonna jump right in there because that was a lot of heat from Senor Simonetti. Here's what I want to say. Aaron, you calling, those of us who believe that you are in some way, shape, or form a puppet for implementing the analytics the way that you do. You calling us idiots for that is idiotic in and of itself. You know who's an idiot? The people who are idiots are the same people who thought that Davy Garcia should pitch one inning of a playoff game against the Tampa Bay Rays.
Francis, I'm sorry to cut you off, but you're a baseball man. I'm a baseball man. Would a baseball man make that move?
No, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Against the Tampa Bay Rays, right? Not the 27 Yankees, not the 98 Yankees. You know what I'm saying? Not Tony Gwynn's Padres. No. The Tampa Bay Rays, right? Davy Garcia for one inning and J-Hap to come in the second inning. J-Hap, not Randy Johnson, not Lefty fucking Gomez. J-Hap to come in the second inning.
Not Andy Pettitte.
And not Andy Pettitte. I'll give you CC, not CC Sabathia. No. J-Hap to come in the second inning and cover the rest of the game because you guys thought that would throw off the Rays game plan. You know how embarrassing it was that J-Hap took them out in the second inning and Kevin Cash didn't blink? I'm sure he looked at the rest of his coaching staff and said, "Oh, did they think that we were going to change our lineup because he brought J-Hap into the game?"
What he said, what Cash said, exactly what Correa said this year. Oh, they're giving the game away.
Yeah, straight up. So, Boone, here's my thing. You don't get to call us idiots when you execute a move like that, and then stand in front of a camera and try to defend it.
Yep.
Not only that, but the propaganda machine over there goes and puts out that J-Hap was in disagreement, that he didn't like it from the start or whatever, to kind of try to throw him under the bus for the shit not working. When us fans who are baseball guys too, bro, would have told you that a week before it happened. We would have told you that shit wasn't going to fly. Boone, here's my gripe with you. I'm kicking mics and shit over here. Simonetti done got niggas hype over here. I'm telling you, got me hype. Listen, here's my gripe with you. You are a baseball guy.
Yep.
You have we know that you're a baseball guy. We know that you
never
we know that you come from a family of baseball royalty, pretty much. Okay.
Yep.
We respect the shit out of your name.
Yep.
That is the precise reason that we get so upset when we see shit like that.
Yep.
It's because we believe that you're a baseball guy, bro. It's not because we think if we didn't think that you knew anything, then we would kind of expect this shit. We would say, well, that's what a guy does when he's some, analytics dude who came from God knows where. He would do that, right? But the thing is that we looked at you when you were named the manager and we thought, hey, I mean, it's a nice shot. Boston went with Correa. We're going with Boone. Like, this is like a nice shot. He's a baseball guy. He's been here in New York.
Yep.
He gets it.
Yep.
And what you've proceeded to show us the last few years is whether you get it or not, we have to doubt now because of the things that you implement, right? It doesn't make people idiots, that you have to be aware of it or that makes you an idiot. Boone, there's a big difference between being aware of analytics and blindly following whatever a freaking computer tells people to do.
That's right.
And you cannot peddle to us, fans, that it was a baseball guy's decision to lead Anthony Rizzo off in a wild card game. Don't give me that's a baseball guy's decision. Can I
throw this out there because a lot of fans want to say this? Well, what else was he going to do? Spread the damn lineup out. If you don't have guys, if you don't have enough, your guys are injured, that's okay. Spread your guys out. You got to take the risk. You can't put your top four, which make no damn sense because like we said before, Anthony Rizzo ever walks. It takes 2 hits to get him in. He's not scoring. Everybody I asked that
not the fastest guy in the world. Yeah, come on.
Ozzy said flat out, I love Anthony Rizzo. I love him. He's a great guy. Everybody knows what a great guy is. He's a great ball player. Never in his life should he bat leadoff. It's like him batting Jim Thome lead. They wanted him to bat Jim Thome lead, if you know that. He said never.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Never
because this is the world that we live in today. And that's another issue is that, look, I'm not sitting here saying that this is not what teams are doing. I think Pete and I are 100% aware that this is what plenty of teams over Major League Baseball are doing.
Yes.
Here's the thing, though, Aaron, and I want you to get real close to your speaker. You just so happen to be the manager of the New York Yankees. You don't have to do that shit. You should never have to do that shit. I don't give a damn what the Rays are doing down in Tampa Bay. You see their stadium? It's a freaking dumpster with a tent over it. Like,
Facts.
Of course they have to do that type of shit.
Facts.
Of course they have to do. Do you know what their ticket sales are on an annual basis? Of course they have to do the type of shit they do.
Let's be real.
Of course they have to have a bullpen game every other day. Of course, they're the Tampa Bay Rays. But you know what? The fact that they have had to do that to survive is exactly why they're good at doing it. They know how to do it.
Yep.
They execute it well. You know why you guys can't execute it the way that they can? Because you weren't bred in that environment. And you weren't bred in that environment. You were bred in an environment of people with deep pockets. So what you should do is go to Brian and the two of you lock your arms in solidarity and have a powwow with Hal and say, listen, take out the wallet. Get us a real shortstop. While you're at it, get us another starting pitcher. We need a first baseman. By the way, Sanchez, not a real catcher. Oh, Hicks, center, probably not going to last. That's what you do. Don't give me Anthony Rizzo batting leadoff in a wild card game and sell it to us like we're supposed to be content with that as fans of the New York Yankees. Ozzy put something in the chat today. He's like 27 fucking rings, guys. I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. 27 fucking rings.
It's a joke.
27 fucking rings.
It really is a joke.
And this is what we've come to. 27 fucking rings, and we've come to batting Anthony Rizzo leadoff in a wild card game in Boston that we practically get our boots smoked.
And that's the thing that I guess that's what gets me so mad about when this guy wants to talk them, because it's pure arrogance. It's pure arrogance on his part. You're getting offended because fans are saying what they see. We're not fans of the Nationals. We're gonna call almost every single thing up, bro. I gotta, yeah. No, here you go again, bro. Here's something for Aaron Boone. I've been watching the Yankees since what's his name? New Mets manager.
Buck
Showalter. Okay, I've been watching since that's one manager, Joe Torre, Joe Girardi, and now you. That's 4 managers over a long period of time.
Same. I've seen those 4 managers.
I have never heard Yankee fans say, fire Torre, fire Girardi. They're saying fire Boone in the stadium. Your own stadium, when you come out, they're saying fire Boone. You know why? They have something here that used to be important. A set of eyeballs and a brain where your eyes can process something and go, something's wrong here. Something's not right. That shit ain't normal. What's going on here?
Yeah.
That's what's happening. And then you're sitting there saying, well, if you believe all this, you're an idiot. Bro, you're ballless. You ain't got no fucking balls. I'm gonna tell you right now.
No, we're idiots. We're idiots because we can't get on board with starting Davy Garcia 1 inning and going to J-Happ in the second. We're idiots because we can't get on board with starting your wild card lineup, having Anthony Rizzo 1, Judge 2, Stanton, Gallo, and then being shit the rest of the way down. We're idiots. We're idiots because we think that you should have gotten actual pitchers instead of putting money into hopes and dreams with freaking Tyone and Kluber and just praying that would work out.
Or some more on the field stuff. We're idiots because we want our players held accountable.
Yeah. Oh, no, yeah.
We pay money to go see them.
No.
But you allow them to run down the field and run like this. Okay, I'll get there. Ball goes behind the catcher, thrown out. He goes back to the dugout, and we're sitting there as fans saying, put the guy on the bench.
And here's the thing.
And
here's the thing that angers me the most, because it's like when you speak like that, it kind of alludes to like a mindset that is what has scared me from the very beginning of this offseason that I've tried to repress to be optimistic. But when you come out and say a comment like that, how much further is that comment from telling us that we're idiots if we think that they should spend money on Correa when they have Anthony Volpe in the wings and they could just do a stopgap? Because I bet you they believe that we're idiots if we think that they should spend on Correa.
Or we're idiots for holding a guy like Steinbrenner and Cashman accountable. We're idiots for that because Hal said, and I always disagreed with it. I always said it. I said, no, blame goes on Cashman and Boone also and the whole coaching staff. It's the players. Well, what players have changed?
Yeah, because here's the thing. You said
you
said it was the players.
We said it.
You said it was the players, right? And then you doubled down on saying it was the players when you gave Boone a 3-year extension.
Yep.
So the only next move that there is to make, if you're keeping in line with what you told us last season, is to go out and get new players. And then Drelton Simmons, I don't know how the hell you plan to sell that as an upgrade. I mean, you might as well have left Gleyber Torres there for all I care. I'm sorry. I
agree.
Don't give me Andrelton Simmons. Don't give me that. Don't tell me 1 year that it's the players and then come back the next year and say, hey, man, we got Andrelton Simmons. We figured out shortstop. Or we're not trying to figure out shortstop this year. We're gonna go stopgap. And when Volpe's ready, come on.
This year, I'm not joking. I'll come to the stadium. I'll come. I'll hand out $50 bills to get Aaron Boone fired. A chance every other game. Here's $5. I don't care. $5, $3, $10. I'm not joking. I'll do gift card giveaways. You go there. I want to see it. Fire Boone. You can't blame this on the players much longer. If this team comes out of struggles again, you're gonna say, "Oh, it's the players again." Sorry. Fans aren't.
Yeah.
Let me just.
We're not. Yeah, we can't.
Before we move on from this, I'm a little insulted, to be honest with you.
As you should be.
And call the new look. I'm not like other podcasters that are going to tell my fans to shut up. One, because I think you guys know what the hell you're talking about. Some of you might disagree with me, and that's fine. You might say, well, maybe, he didn't have guys. You might have your opinion of it, but you're not stupid. I believe Yankee fans are very smart. I believe Yankee fans are very passionate. That's why we act the way we do. There's no baseball right now. Look at me and Francis going nuts, bugging out. because we're so passionate about our team. So if you want to sit there and call us idiots because our eyes have seen a lot of baseball like you have, and we're calling out what we're seeing by being knowledgeable baseball fans, call me an idiot all you want. That's cool. But don't insult this fan base and think you're going to get away with it when your team's struggling out the gate. Don't think it's going to happen. Because now you put even a bigger target on your back for me.
Yeah, and we're not trying to hear
harder now.
And don't think for 1 second. I'm going to say this now on February 20th. Don't think for 1 second we're about to give the Yankees a break or some leeway because spring training is starting later and because there was a lockout. We don't give a damn. We don't give a damn. As far as I'm concerned, you had from the last out on the wild card game to opening day, whenever the fuck it is, to figure it the fuck out.
Damn right.
So if you guys start, if you start slow out the gate, because the funny thing is they're starting the season against that very Texas Rangers team.
Good.
So you start slow out the gate. I don't want to hear, shorter spring training and there was a lockout. Yeah, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Because that happened, that's going to affect every team. And I guarantee you some teams are still going to come out the gate hot and prepared and ready because they realize what's at stake. Do you realize what's at stake, Aaron Boone? Do you realize what's at stake? Do you realize the Yankees haven't been to a World Series in over a decade? Do you realize we haven't won in going on 13 years? Do you realize that?
And then you blame the players.
Calling us idiots.
The crazy thing, too, is, before we move on from this topic, you blame the players, but then you want to wait until a new agreement is reached to start fixing and changing those said players. Because I'm pretty sure the player you were talking about was Clint Frazier. I'm pretty sure it wasn't him.
No.
Had to be more than that.
He barely played this season. Let's be real.
All right, so let's take it down to an easier topic that wouldn't get us angry because we all like this guy. I like this guy a lot. Cameron Maybin is going to be joining the Yes Network.
Yes, sir.
Very excited about this. I'm a big fan of Cameron Maybin. I loved when he was with the Yankees. He seems like a very knowledgeable guy. I like it. I like this a lot. I like the new blood the Yankees are bringing in. You got Maybin. You got Carlos Beltran. I like it. I like what the Yes Network is doing here.
Yeah, I'm 100% in agreement. I don't think it's not really much for me to say here. I'm excited that Maybin's going to get a shot. I think Maybin is going to be like, one of the younger guys that I've seen calling that amount of games in a while as like a 40 games
nice.
they're giving him.
That's what's up.
Not as a play-by-play guy because I do know they have Ryan Ruocco and Ruocco's still pretty young. But I'm saying
commentator though, right?
Yeah, Maybin's going to be a color guy. And normally they've been more known to like go with guys who have been out of the game longer than Maybin has.
Right.
Even Beltran is not very far removed from being on a field. I mean, obviously that most recent stint was an eventful one.
Yeah, a little scares on that one
with the Astros and all. But hey, it's funny because two guys that we brought into the booth just happened to be guys who were very familiar with what happened there in 2017. Facts. So, I mean, if you like storylines like that, that'll be something.
Could be fun for you.
I'm excited though. Like I said, when Beltran came on, I'm excited.
He was excellent. He was excellent that year too for us. He was very good. He was very productive.
Oh no, I agree. That's one of the things that I actually agreed with Boone on. The baseball guy, who seemed to be a baseball guy when he was able to evaluate how much of an impact a guy like Maybin had on the team that year. He was loved from the word go in that clubhouse. Yeah. So shouts out to Maybin. I can't wait to hear him. Cameron
Maybin's one of those guys, right? Where it's like you hear him come on and you're like, man, I'd like to have a conversation with Cameron Maybin.
Yeah, there's just
something about him. He just seems like a guy you'd want to talk to. So,
I'm with you.
I like that. He seems like seems very much like a people person. I guarantee you he knows his baseball. And he really does seem like an overall good guy. So I'm really excited to see.
Unfortunately, guys, we probably won't be able to get him on the podcast because he's probably going to end up on somebody else's podcast, because of affiliations and shit. Right. But
we don't need that. You know what I mean?
We don't need that. Shouts out to Cameron Maybin.
Look at these hands. These are hardworking hands right here. All right. And I tell you what, these hands might be rough, but my balls, that's another story.
Tell him why.
That might be the worst transition of all damn time. But with that being said, these hands might be rough, but my balls.
They got to make a shirt for that one.
That's another story.
You already know.
Support for Designated Spittaz is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped recently launched the Ultimate Men's Hygiene Bundle, the Performance Package. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code SPITTAZ, SPITTAZ. You see it right down there on your screen at manscaped.com. If my math is correct, which my math is correct, that's about 8 million balls. By the way, I don't know if you saw the picture I put up there today, man. I got the shampoo and the conditioner. I also got, what else did I got? Shampoo and conditioner. And I got something else. What's the other one I got? Shampoo, conditioner. Oh, body wash. So I'm going to go full, man. I'm going to go full body wash. Ball deodorant is the shit. I'm going to keep it real with everybody.
That's
my shit now. I love it. I ain't going to live any more of my life without ball deodorant. I'm telling you right now.
I had to spring myself for a purchase and go grab some more of the boxer briefs and the
you a fan of those boxer briefs, aren't you?
The cologne. Not, bro, I'm telling you, comfortable as shit.
They are comfortable. I agree. They are comfortable.
I need to be comfortable, man. I need to be comfortable.
The crazy thing is too, you get sponsors and shit like that, right? And people probably sit back and expect, oh, they got to say something nice. Manscaped's actually pretty cool about that. They were kind of like, no, give your honest feedback. And I tell you what.
Yeah.
And again, people, look, we keep it real here. Look, if I didn't like Manscaped, we ain't going to use them much more. Here's the thing. I am actually impressed by what I've received. So even today, when you order shampoo, you order body wash, it comes like in a plastic bottle. This shit came in like a tin container. Yeah. Like, I'm like, damn. Like, this, you kill somebody with this thing. Yeah. I told my fiance, babe, I hope I don't drop this shit on my foot in the shower or something. Damn, that's the only downside. I'm like, shit.
That'll be a little bit dangerous.
Guys, go out there, man. Look, hey, 20% off, free worldwide shipping in the world today where shipping is through the damn roof. Any way you look at it, you get free worldwide shipping. That's everywhere. Worldwide. You heard me?
What's
worldwide.
Tell them the code,
is Spittaz. SPITTAZ. Go and hook yourself up. Look, your lady's going to be happy. Telling you right now, your lady's going to be happy. You're going to be happy yourself. You're going to be more comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
Go out there and get it, man. Go out there and get it. Manscaped.com. Code word. Spittaz. Go get it. Go get it. But moving on, I think this is a big topic for us right here.
Yeah.
Yankee fans are going to be, Francis, I don't even know how I feel about this one, but let's get right into it. Aaron Judge. Good friend. Our good friend, Aaron Judge. The judge's chambers, all that fun stuff.
Owner of the chambers, yeah.
Owner of the chambers was on R2C2. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
R2C2. That is, of course, Sabathia CC and Rucco show. Mm-hmm. And he made a comment, and a lot of people kind of, went wild with it, saying, if we get an agreement done, great. I want to be a Yankee, but, if we decide to play this last year and I move on, the time's been great. And I don't think there's much else that Judge should say. I don't think he said anything wrong. I think he said everything right and fair. Yeah. But Francis, I'm gonna let you start on this one because I'll tell you the truth, man. Not that I don't know how to feel about it. It's not that. I know how I feel about it. It's the way of explaining it and then talking about something where I kind of feel like will never happen. But go ahead, man. Take over on this one.
Yeah. I listened to the episode. It was nice to hear Judge speaking in that kind of forum. Judge is a little bit, buttoned up, most of the time. He's very professional in his communication and things like that. Not to say that he was unprofessional with them, but you could definitely tell he was a little bit more laid back. When the subject came up, he didn't really tense up, awkwardly, which I mean, beforehand, whenever people brought up the contract thing, there was a noticeable tense up.
Right.
But I think obviously him probably receiving the questions beforehand, like they do, he knew it was coming and was like, answered in the best way possible, which is like, I think the first thing to note was he said that if an extension is going to get done, it needs to happen before opening day, meaning that he doesn't want to be bothered with negotiations while he's worrying about the season, which fair. I agree 100%.
Yeah,
I don't think any player needs to be worrying about that during the season. It sends out the wrong message. Like if you're in there, you're out there going to battle with your guys and you're going to war with the team, and you're still worrying about your personal pay, it just as important as it is, it just looks bad optics wise. And I think Judge is aware of that, and he's like, I'm not going to do that. That being said, though, it doesn't give the Yankees much time if they are going to hammer out an extension now, does it? That doesn't mean that he's a bad person for saying that he wants a deal before the season starts. I think what it means is that the Yankees have shot themselves in the foot waiting this long for this to happen.
Yep.
Pete and I have said this for years now. The Yankees should have been negotiating an extension with Aaron Judge long before the 2022 season. Me personally, I feel like after 2019 was when you should have initiated those talks. That's what I think.
I agree.
You could have done it before 2020 while there was all that stuff with the COVID and you guys were figuring out like how you kind of get back to playing. There was a nice gap of time there where some players were negotiating things contract wise. You could have taken advantage with that. You could have done it before 2021.
I was going to say you could honestly make an argument that he could have been a guy you look to lock up after that rookie season if you want to keep him for the cheap. You could have kept him for the cheap.
The earlier they would have done it, the better it would have been. And
we know the Yankees don't necessarily always do that, but
no,
I'm just saying. I mean, that could have been. They gave it to Aaron Hicks after one decent year. So
they're following all the other trends. Why not? I mean, all these other things. Look at how they locked up Tatis.
And by the way,
Franco just
by the way, we see where contracts are going, right? Isn't that kind of? Yeah. I mean, I could see where it could bite you in the ass, but Acuna at $13 million. I mean, if this guy became an average player, I'm still okay with that.
Come on, Acuna is one of the biggest deals in baseball.
So,
but the reason I go back to 19, but that's why I go back to 19 because I feel like if they would have done it in 2019, they would have been jumping ahead.
Correct.
Right? They would have been jumping ahead, and they would have been able to get Judge at a deal that was, not cheap by any stretch, but it definitely would have been a better deal than what they're looking at now. Because he in 2021 just had damn near another 2017, right? It wasn't as good and prolific as 2017, but he was the best player on the team again.
By far.
He played the whole season pretty much. If it wasn't for the COVID stuff, like now he, I mean, you know what I'm saying? When you go to negotiations with him, he really knows like he's got the upper hand at this point. It's either, come close to what I want, or I can just walk next year and headline a free agency class.
Yep.
So it's going to be interesting. I don't think that Judge leaned in one way or the other on the episode. Like, I don't think he alluded to like leaving the Yankees or staying with the Yankees. I think he did a good job at staying very neutral. So yeah, I mean, that's what I took from it. That's what I took from that one comment. I do have another thing from that episode that they did with him, but I don't want to jump your comment on Judge's contract.
No, I'll jump in on it quickly and I'll let you go ahead and throw that in there. I mean,
it's a small thing.
Aaron Judge 148 games last year. He would have played more than that if it wasn't for COVID. He would have hit over 40 homers. He would have had over 100 RBIs. Guy had over a 900 OPS, over a 540 slugging, over a 370 on base percentage, hit 287. Again, let me just, and again, I don't want to, I'm not going down a rabbit hole here, everybody. We're talking about, the complete player, but this is a complete player. Yes. I'm not looking to attack anything analytically, but it's funny when people bring up certain guys and they do the little nitpicking, right? They try to nitpick something to make them sound like they're a really good player. But then you look at the olden days. You look at guys like Mark McGwire, that was a big slugger. Sammy Sosa was a big slugger. Rafael Palmeiro, a lot of these other guys out there. Juan Gonzalez back in the day. Whatever you want to say, steroids or not, whatever. Mo Vaughn, these guys.
Yeah, look at Pujols, no steroids.
Pujols, no, nobody ever really said anything about him.
Mm-hmm.
The numbers that these guys put everywhere across the board just show they are a real legit baseball player. These are the best of the best. And Aaron Judge is one of the best of the best. I see some people a lot of times try to say, oh, he's not. He is. No doubt about it. And he's worth
one of the best
penny.
players in baseball.
And look, it's like Pop said. Pop said this a while back, and Pops might eventually be proven right. I hope he's not, but he might be. He said flat out, I got a feeling they're going to let this guy go. And we're going to go from there. I don't think so. I don't think my dad really wants him to go. My dad is a huge Aaron Judge fan, loves Aaron Judge. Always loved the big slugger, and he loves Aaron Judge. Knows he's a complete player, too. That's what he really likes about him. But The Yankees should have been done this. We know that. It's almost disgraceful that they locked up other guys before him. You know,
Agreed.
It's almost like a shot in the foot right now. If you are Aaron Judge and his representatives, if I'm his representation, I have a ball with this. I'd have a ball with this. I'd sit flat out with Cashman. I'll go, look, you did this one, this one, this one. Aaron's still here putting up numbers for you. We're starting at this number. They don't like it, we'll go to the Giants. I'm not joking when I say that.
It's not just the Giants even. The Angels Angels will be after him.
I'm just mentioning the name. What you're saying right now is spot on. He will get whatever he wants.
The Mets, because Conforto might be walking this year. I don't put anything past Cole.
Here, right? He's going to get anything he wants. He's going to get anything he wants.
He's going to get what he's looking for.
So,
if he leaves the Yankees, he's going to get everything he wants.
And he has no reason, as Sheffield just said in this last show, there is no hometown discounts. There is no hometown discounts. Keep that dump somewhere else. No, you're going to pay this guy. Pay him.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
The only thing that they have going for them, which I appreciated that when CC mentioned it, was CC spoke a little bit about how his free agency went right before 2009. And he was like, I hit free agency. And he said, as soon as the clock struck midnight, I was like, I'm about to put on Dodger blue. I'm going to go down. I'm going to sign with the Dodgers and everything. And he was like, and what happened was the only offer that I had on the table right away was the Yankees. And he said, it was honestly Brian Cashman who came and convinced me to be a Yankee by telling me that when you're playing baseball, the best place to be was the Yankees. And he was like, that's something that going into it, he didn't really know or understand, but at the end of his career, he got it. Right. So when speaking to Judge, he's like, that's one thing you kind of have going for you right now as it is. He's like, you're already in the best place there is to play baseball, which is true.
That is true.
But they still got to pay him. They still got to take care of him. He's done more than enough.
I mean, and that is a good argument for the Yankee side. I mean, you could sit there for the Yankees and go, hey, look at Robinson Cano.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to go look? And both sides got to be fair, right?
Yes.
You can't just say that and be like, but I am lowballing you. But look at
Cano. It can't.
You know where your career is going to go like this.
Be
You're not going to be the face of baseball no more if you care about any of that, but you're not. But you can't lowball. You could definitely have that conversation. You could definitely say, hey, look, Aaron, you are a face of baseball. Your fan base here adores you. You got all the fans in the world. Hell, we might even make you a captain. Well, you might be the next captain of the Yankees. That might be a part of that contract.
Which is huge for legacy.
Gigantic for legacy. I mean, you get that captain.
Still got to pay him.
You get that C on you, and you get it. Let's say you get 8 years. If you have 6 good years, you're in Monument Park, my friend.
That's a fact.
And you're there for good.
That's a fact.
That you could die and hundreds of generations could pass if the world's still here. And Aaron Judge is going to be known as a captain of the Yankees and a legend for New York Yankee baseball. And
six good years added on to the good years he's already had as a Yankee. Not only Monument Park, but Hall of Fame.
Potential Hall of Fame.
As a Yankee.
Yeah, definitely. As a Yankee. And look at the legacy of these guys that played here their whole career. Jorge Posada, who should be in the Hall of Fame. Derek Jeter's already in the Hall of Fame. Mo in the Hall of Fame. Bernie Williams got an argument for the Hall of Fame. These guys never went nowhere else. And you have the opportunity to do that. It is right there for you. But we got to say it. He also can't be lowball. So you really got to come to the table. Yeah. You got to come to the table with the mindset, if you're the Yankees, is we're gonna re-sign Judge, so it's not an issue. You got to have that in your head that we're not even thinking, because the offer we're giving him, 1, is fair, and 2, we're giving him something that we haven't offered anybody besides Derek Jeter. Mm-hmm. And I do think that's going to be a conversation. I really do. I think Aaron Judge is going to be the next captain of the Yankees. I almost,
if the deal gets done, I agree with you 100%.
You know, I don't want to do this, but I need to start putting it in here. I said that first back in the day.
You got to get the picture. It's coming, guys.
I'm gonna start popping it up on the screen whenever I say that.
It's coming, guys. Yeah. But yeah, no, I can see it. I don't think. Look, it's not going to take. Aaron Judge is going to be 31, I think, in his free agency year.
What do you think it takes? 8 years?
I don't think. I don't think people saying 10 years. You guys don't really have a gauge of how this works.
No,
it's not going to be a 10-year deal.
No.
It's gonna. I think 8 years. I think 8 years can get it done. I think there's a way that 7 gets it done, but the AAV is probably just that much higher. I think 8 years, and something between 28 and 30 million a year, which for some of you is like, oh my God, so much money. Yeah, well, Lindor's getting what, 34?
I say eight years, 32 a year is where.
Oh, even more. So
I'm saying
I mean,
832.
I mean, look, I think personally, I feel like if he tests free agency, that's what he gets from a team like the Angels or the Giants. Maybe a 9th year from the Angels, like 32 million a year over 9 years.
Can I throw?
I always felt like if he stayed with the Yankees, it'd be something closer to 30 million a year over 7 or 8. But who knows? It all depends on his number.
Can I throw something else out there too?
Yes, sir.
Gerrit Cole can opt out.
He does have an opt. Yep, he does have an opt out.
See, when that came in perfect. That was that was perfect timing.
That was my alarm.
I'm just saying. Gerrit Cole can opt out. And if you're not understanding kind of where I'm coming from, that I'll just leave it at that. You should know what I mean.
You gotta you gotta build around him.
You gotta build around him.
For those of you who need it written out for you, if you're not building around him, trust and believe. For those of you who are gonna sit here in response to that, Gerrit Cole's not out a $36 million. Oh
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. How much money is Max Scherzer getting? How much money is Max Scherzer getting?
Thank you. How much younger is Cole?
Yeah, exactly. Way younger. He's younger than Scherzer and DeGrom.
So what is his opt-out? Is his opt-out after this year? I think it's after this year.
It might be. It's either this year or the year right now.
Okay, let's play it for shits and giggles here. If it is after this year, let's say Cole comes out there and wins a Cy Young this year. You don't think he's opting out?
I mean, wouldn't shock me.
Why wouldn't he? Let me ask you that question seriously. Why would he not opt out if he won a Cy Young this year? What would the reason not be?
Okay, why is this acting so weird? I've got the contract pulled up here.
So we're gonna confirm right now what year it is.
The options are not showing.
I'm pretty sure it was after his 3rd year, which would be this year.
Yeah, me too. All right, that's weird because Sport Track is normally where I go for the contract.
Well, let me see,
this is career earnings. Sorry, I was on the wrong tab.
Wrong thing?
I was looking at the wrong thing. Yes, he has a opt out. No, it's not until 2025. This says.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was much sooner than that.
Son of a gun. No, exactly. Yep. Player opt out available after 2024. Cashman, you sandbagging son of a bitch. That was smart. I'll give it to Brian Cashman.
That is.
I'll give it to Cashman.
I thought it was sooner than that.
That was super fucking smart because if it was sooner than that, then he 100% opts out.
Yeah, and at the end of the day too, I don't think you'd be too upset if he opted out at that point.
Because but at 2024, we've got him for this season, the season after, and the season after. At
the end of the day, you got to win with Cole, and I think that's the reason why we are all up in arms too about what this team does. You got to win with Gerrit Cole leading your charge. And that's, I guess, one of the other reasons too why it pisses me off that this team's not getting guys to help him in that rotation. That's why, we could go back all day on this stuff. Like I said, we could talk baseball all day. But Robbie Ray, to me, was just the ultimate fit. He was the ultimate fit with a guy like Severino bouncing back from an injury. You don't know what he's going to give you. If Severino isn't dominating or isn't really good this year, Yankees rotation has trouble. They have a lot of problems.
You see these numbers?
I see them.
That's a 2 and a 3.
Yep.
You put them together. That's not 5, but 23.
Yep.
23 million. That's all it took. That's all it took to get Robbie Ray. I'm sorry, Pete. I know it still hurts.
It hurts. It really does.
But it's every time I hear his name from now on, I'm gonna say 23 million.
I tell you,
unless he sucks, unless he falls off a fucking cliff.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the only thing that could change my heart.
6 ERA, I'm like, hey,
okay.
I would have been the asshole then. I would have been the asshole because I would have still signed his ass. You could call me names all you want, but if Robbie Ray goes there and shoves like I think he's going to,
facts.
Sit back.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting time.
Sit back.
The last thing I wanted to mention from the R2C2 interview was it was a great interview. Like I said, seeing Judge speak in that forum, amazing. It was nice. I do think you guys missed an opportunity. You guys being Ruko and Cece. Now, I know that this is probably agreed upon before they did the interview. That's fine. But the fact that there was no mention whatsoever of what Aaron Judge as the team's heart, pulse, and mouthpiece, in a sense, fact that there was no mention about what he feels the team should do at shortstop, or would he be opposed to them signing a guy like Correa? Like, to me, that was a huge missed opportunity.
I agree.
To me, that was a huge missed opportunity. I'm sorry. As much as I want to talk to Aaron Judge, I'd love to have Aaron Judge and do an interview with him. I'd love it. But it's like, if I was told that, yeah, Judge doesn't want to answer that question, then I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean? I can't ask him that question. He's the guy. He is the guy on the New York Yankees right now. Right. They have a gaping hole at shortstop right now. And the biggest topic is, are the Yankees going to go for Correa or not?
Yep.
And a lot of the rebuttals that you get from people as well, that, you know, the guys don't like him. Judge doesn't like him. And why wouldn't I ask him so I can hear from the horse's mouth?
100%, yeah. Hey,
Judge is the
Aaron,
kind of person,
can we just kind of, you know, get this clear the air right here?
Let's clear the air. Let's
Would
say
you
what it is.
Would you be opposed to Carlos Correa playing on the New York Yankees at shortstop? And I guarantee you he's going to say flat out, no at all. Not at all.
That's my thing. And that's what I wanted. It's like, don't shy away. Because I guess that's my thing, is like, I don't see Judge as the kind of guy who would shy away from saying, like,
well, we know there was probably boundaries that they were told.
Yeah, no, there were. There had to be. Because Pete, for there to have been no mention of what he thinks the team should do, like in terms of like players, like they spoke about him being the leader of the clubhouse, possibly being the next captain of the Yankees, but they didn't speak about what the team is going to look like at all. Like, they didn't speak about what he thinks should happen. It's not like he would have to throw. It's not like they asked about first base and Luke Voit is still there at first base technically, and he's out there working out with Voit.
Correct.
That's different.
Correct.
There is no one.
Nah.
There is no starting shortstop on the team right now that you know that they're going to go with. Cashman has said it. Everybody said it. There's no mystery about that.
Yep.
You could have just asked him straight up, hey, Judge, you have your pick, right? There's a couple guys out there for shortstop. You know, some really elite guys. You got Carlos Correa, you got Trevor Story. If it's up to you, man, who's your teammate going into 2022? Which one of those guys? Yep. And if is there actually bad blood between you and Correa, or is that something that the media has just kind of blown out of proportion? Give him the opportunity to clear the air. If there is beef, then say that too, because Correa is not shy about saying it.
No.
If he got beef with some, so why should our guys be? Like,
yep.
I don't know. I just thought it was a missed opportunity. I was a little upset. Like, when I got to the end of the episode and I didn't hear anything, I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Nothing?
Gotta do better than that one.
You gotta do better.
All right, so moving on to a tweet that got a lot of attention. Craig Carton came out with a tweet about the playoffs. Said MLB playoff format is set. Fans are going to love it. 7 playoff teams per league. Team with the best record gets a bye and goes to division series. Top remaining division winner picks opponent from the 4 wildcard teams and plays best of 3 all games at home. Then the third division winner does the same. So this is not set in stone.
Yeah.
This is not set in stone at all, but it's a fun topic to discuss because I would say I would put it out on the line and say it's definitely something that is being discussed.
Yeah, no, I don't think Carton pulled this out of his ass.
I don't think so either.
I know there was a lot of pushback when it came out, but I'm going to speak about it as if it's something that's being considered, because I think it's something that is being considered. 7 teams from each league. It's 14 playoff teams in total. The first ramification from that is you will have teams that feel that they have to do less in order to be a playoff team.
Like the Yankees.
Yeah. So that will happen. The picking teams thing, I know it's interesting to a lot of people, and I'm not saying it won't make for great content, because it will, especially at that time of year where like the selection process would have to happen. It'll be right before the playoffs. Everybody will be super excited. Forget it. We'll have tons of episodes where like we can dissect, like, well, if the Yankees choose this person, or if so-and-so chooses the Yankees, or if these people choose it, like, for content, it's a dream.
Right.
I do think the whole teams picking teams thing will be something that eventually comes back to bite several teams in the ass, just because it's like, I mean, the playoffs has always been a thing where, you know, your path is forged by the gods of the sport, right? Like your path to a World Series is drawn out by the baseball gods. You don't decide, you know, who you're gonna face and where you're gonna go and that kind of thing. You do your best to have a good regular season showing and set yourself up for success. But like, it's always been something that like kind of like I said, the baseball guys kind of like guided it.
Yeah.
So now the whole teams picking teams thing, like I said, while it will be interesting, And while it will make for great content, I don't know. There's just something unorganic about it to me. It just feels a little weird. And I don't even want to know like what the selection are they. I mean, knowing baseball, they could fumble the ball and just have it be something that's announced on ESPN, like a regular ticker notification. The Yankees have selected the Tampa Bay Rays for the first or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. Or they could have a show that they do selection process where a manager has to do a press conference and announce that they selected some. I don't know what the hell they're going to do. But yeah, that's my take on it. It doesn't, I'm not going to say something. It's something that I'm passionate about too much in either direction. I do think that more playoff teams will result in ownership and front offices feeling like they have to do less to be playoff teams. Yeah. And that's always not good. So.
Yep. Well, I have no comment on it.
He's like, Francis said all that to say.
Yeah, I have. Honestly, I don't have nothing else. I really don't. I don't have that. Usually I got something to pull out my ass and say, but I really don't have nothing to add to this one, to be honest. It's not set in stone. It's final. A topic. Yeah, exactly.
Let's see if it gets finalized.
Then we'll have a real conversation around it. I think it's a fun idea. I think it's great for content, like you said. I guess the only thing I will say is that it worries me in the sense of, it's easier to get into the playoffs. So it's easier to sell to your fan base if you make it every year. Kind of like the Yankees been doing recently. The whole idea to bring Aaron Boone back, he made the playoffs every year and all that nonsense. So it makes that a little easier to do things like that. But coming up to one of my favorite parts of the show is the tweet of the week. And one thing we haven't done yet is started a new segment. We actually what was it called again? Talking the shits? What was it? Something the shits. Gotta look back. We gotta look back and find it.
Yeah, we gotta go back to
Gotta go back. I know it was something with the shits.
Yeah, we're gonna
kicking the shits.
Kicking shit. I don't know. We gotta go. We gotta go back and figure that out.
We're gonna start having a segment soon. But anyway.
Yeah.
Shout out to @YankeesLuth. @YankeesLuth, as you see on there right now. Sleuth,
I think it's
Yankee Sleuth.
Yeah, I think it's Sleuth. Yankee
Sleuth. My bad.
It's all right.
@Yankee Sleuth, my bad. He said, I think that Trevor Story is being heavily underrated by the general public, both in terms of his ability and market value. I think he will exceed Marcus Semien's contract of 7 years, $145 million. Again, I'm going to throw it on the screen. Yankee Sleuth, @Yankee Sleuth. Go follow him. Very good take here. I actually really like that one. And Francis, you found that one. You sent it over. So there's a lot to like in this one. And I tell you what, I do think that Trevor Story is kind of getting that you're overshadowed a bit. And I do think there's a lot of disrespect on his name, to be honest with you. I'd be very happy with Trevor Story as the Yankee shortstop.
Oh, yeah. There's no reason to be unhappy with Trevor Story as our shortstop. That's why I went for this one, because I was like, look, I wholeheartedly agree. I think because of our demand, if you will, for the Yankees to go after the best possible option in Carlos Correa, we've kind of like pushed the other options, way to the back burner. I mean, now that Semien is off the table, now that Corey Seager is off the table, like the guys remaining are Carlos Correa and Trevor Story, the guys that are elite that we would actually accept, not the Andrelton Simmons of the world.
Right.
Now, that being said, right, I still think there is a way that this offseason goes 100% successfully in my eyes and Correa lands elsewhere. And that normally ends up with Trevor Story as our opening day shortstop.
I don't disagree with that. I think we've said that for a long time. I think the thing that we would be most upset about, excuse me, in this offseason is if the Yankees do miss out on such an open pool to improve your ball club. I think that's what we've been saying from the jump, is that it's almost like you would have to try to
be bad.
Be bad this offseason with so much stuff out there. And like you said, there's plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G that you could really make this club better, and that fans could sit back and go, well, you know what? We improved.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
If you're the Yankees, you have to try much harder to have a bad offseason this year than to have a good offseason. I think you're 100% spot on when you say that. And I think with Trevor Story, we know what you're going to get. He's coming off a down year. That's fine, but that's not going to define his career. We know that Trevor Story is, elite offensively. He has put up some great numbers out there in Colorado. We know that his glove is amazing at shortstop. We know that he is a character guy. He is an integrity guy. He's a good presence in the clubhouse. He's great friends with DJ LeMahieu, who's already a staple on this team. I mean, it makes all the sense in the world. He's also happens to be a lot cheaper than Carlos Correa.
Yep.
Correa is gonna look for $35 million a year, upwards of 10 years. I still think that Trevor Story at 29 years of age is gonna get, a relatively long deal. But at 29 versus 20 to 27 years old that Correa and Corey Seager were, they can get 10 years easily. But being 29, he's looking at about 8 years, I would say.
Yeah.
So Trevor Story for 8 years, I would say, again, anything from, 27 million to 28 million, maybe even 30 million, depending on the team. I don't know. But if he's around 27 million, 28 million over 8 years, and Correa is coming in at 35, 10 years plus or whatever, it's way less money for not way less production. So
Yeah,
I definitely wouldn't be upset at that.
I agree.
Definitely wouldn't be upset at that.
I'm really right there with you on that. So, again, not much else to add on that. So, with that being said, man, we covered a ton of topics today. There was a lot to talk about, which is nice to have things to talk about. And, guys, I'll be a little optimistic here. Maybe this week passes. Maybe we get something done. Maybe Sunday we're talking about a season beginning.
Maybe we're talking about a deal.
Next Sunday, maybe we're talking about a deal. And, I'll be more excited, not even what's in the deal. I'll be more excited about baseball's here. You know what I mean? And we're going to have a season. And, I'll tell you guys this right now, though. When this thing is knocked out and we have a season underway, it is going to be friggin' wild. It is going to be wild, guys. Because we're going to be live. We're going to be jumping on this thing a lot. We're going to have so much to discuss and talk about because there's going to be so many moves being made so quickly. So fun times are ahead.
Yeah.
We all ready to go. And with that being said,
yeah, I already know. Listen, it's your boy Francis Lee for NYY News. Obviously, this podcast is brought to you by NyynewsTV. So go subscribe to the YouTube channel, but go and do the same on Apple Podcasts. Leave us that 5-star review. Subscribe to that. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. Share it with your enemies. Share it with Aaron Boone. Share it with whoever.
Aaron Boone.
All right? But whatever you do, stay tuned because the next episode. Stay tuned.
The naked episode is gonna be the best episode.
The naked episode.
We're gonna sit here in our drawers.
That's gonna be a Manscaped exclusive, where like they giving us the bag to sit here.
Right. Damn right.
Nah, I'm messing with y'all, but definitely go subscribe, and all that, and go use Manscaped. 20% off. Use code Spittaz. But with all that being said, the next episode will in fact be the best episode.
And we will never come whack on the Designated Spittaz track, guys. We will talk to you next time. Adios.
Before it hits the front page.